Welcome to my computer screen. My name is Joanna Couch. I am the soap gal. Today we are going to dive right into Soap Maker 3. Dun 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 dun. And I'm going to give you a quick tutorial about it. I purchased my Soap Maker 3 from Arizona Soap Supply, but you can purchase your Soap Maker 3 from soapequipment.com, Brambleberry, Love and Soap. There's so many places besides Soap Maker 3 itself, but let's just go right in. So when you purchase SoapMaker 3, you get a tip of the day, and you can read it, or you can push don't show it again, or whatever. I typically just push OK and move on. As soon as you get it, it looks like this, okay? I would suggest for the first thing you to do is to go to my supplies. Right here, you can go to start. When you push start, it literally reads, you can read through everything about how to use SoapMaker. But we're going to start by showing you our suppliers. So you come here, you type in supply list. Here is where you write the name of your supplier, if you have an account number, their phone number, email, website, and any notes. For example, Arizona Soap Supply has an amazing price on raw shea butter. That's what you can put right here. Or from Atkins and Pierce, I use this wick for this size of candle. With, and I tested this wick, and these are the wicks I purchased. Or Lamas or eoils.com has amazing price on lavender right now, and I get my lavender, lemongrass, and or TPK, I use pearl pink. All of those little suggestions is what's great right here in notes. Okay? So now that you have your suppliers, now you got to figure out which oils that you want to use. SoapMaker comes with so many oils already in the database of SoapMaker. So what you can do is just click on those and then go and start ordering, or filling out your sales receipts of your supplies so you can keep track of your inventory. I typically don't do that in SoapMaker, and this is the reason why. The reason why is because I use QuickBooks to keep track of all my inventory and accounting. SoapMaker is just what I use for estimates, to know my price, to be able to put into QuickBooks, and how to formulate recipes and keep track of all my customers' formulas. That's what and also when soap is made, when soap needs cured, all of that data about how to run a soap back page of the soap business. I don't use it for my inventory, but that's just a personal preference. So let's say you need to add in an additive or a oil that is not here in SoapMaker. This is what you do. You go to additives, you type in new. You at this time can create a folder or new category, but we're just going to do one that we already have. So we're going to go to herb. We're going to type in lavender buds, okay? And it's one, or you right here, you would Google this, and then you would know what the specific gravity is. We're going to push OK. Oh, it already exists, but basically that's how you would add a new additive. Okay, now we got a shipment. So we're going to go to shipment. We are going to choose our supplier. And then we are going to go to EO. We're going to add lavender. If there's a lot number, you put it there. If it's Best Buy, put it there. We got one container. We're going to do 1 kg. Okay, and then our cost for that 1 kg was $60. And then we're going to put save and close. If there was any shipping, or I normally don't add my overhead or any extra charges or anything, so you can get your true cost for this, lavender 4042. Okay, so we're just going to put finish later. And that's how easy it is to add your inventory, so you know how your soap is going to be priced. Okay, so now we're going to go right to how to put in a recipe. Okay, this helps so, actually, let's go back to supplies. I want to show you why I have um, 3 or 4 of every item in here. When I price out my items, I always ask, what's the cost for a 1 gallon, which is 7 pounds? What's the price for 35 pounds? And what's the price for the drum at that time? Okay, so let's say I just purchased coconut oil. All right, so let's go to 76-degree coconut oil. If you purchase it in a 1 gallon container, which this is prices from Arizona Soap Supply, and I use Arizona Soap Supply just because I don't have to pay shipping. I'm in Arizona, but their prices are amazing. Norma works really hard to keep their prices down. So 7 pounds of coconut oil is $19. Okay, a 5 gallon bucket of coconut oil, which is 35 pounds, is $69. And a drum of coconut oil, which is 420 pounds, is $580. Okay, so if you buy it in a 7 pound, you're spending 17 cents an ounce. Okay, if you're buying it in a drum, basically you're spending 9 cents an ounce. That is, 8 ounces or 8 cents difference. That makes a big difference when you're doing 100 bars of soap or 1,000 bars of soap. If you're buying it in 35 pounds, which right here is where anyone that has already formulated their recipe and knows what their, market is and what their recipe is, should be at. You should all be purchasing your oil at least 35 pounds for coconut. Olive oil, I get it at Costco, and then castor at least at 7 pounds, shea butter at least at 7 pounds. The oils that you don't use too much in your recipe, I understand those being at 7 pounds, but oils that you use a lot of, like, your coconut or your palm or your olive oil, those should be in at larger volumes. If you can do drums, you'll see a lower price range. And truthfully, that is the key to master batching and scaling up, is knowing your formulas and being able to buy your supplies in bulk. Okay? So now that we have gone over that, let's talk about how to formulate a recipe. So you go to My Recipes, you go to New, okay? And right here you'll see solid soap, liquid soap, cream soap, non-soap. What is non-soap? Your lip balm, your shade cream, a bath bomb, melt and pour soap, all of these, a candle, all of that is under non-soap. If you want to do your fudge or the cost of your packaging, because you have, your stamp ink and your paper and all that you need to do for your custom label, that would be considered a non-soap. But we are going to go to a solid soap. So we're going to click on solid soap. And now the next thing that you do is you pick out your recipe. I'm going to just do a recipe that you have bulk buy, some but not everything. So let's go to coconut oil. We're going to do 35 pounds. Then we're going to go to olive oil. And see, you got olive and you got olive pomace. The price at Costco or Sam's Club or one of those places, it makes it possible for you to use extra virgin. And then we're going to go to castor oil. I love my castor, but we're just going to do it at 7 pounds. And then we're going to go to shea. Okay, shea butter, cocoa butter, some type of butter. And we're going to do that at 7 pounds as well. Okay, I do all my formulas always in percentage. So we're just going to put a fictitious number here for right now, and then I'll show you how to, choose how to resize your batch. So this recipe is going to be 35% coconut, 40% olive, 10% castor, and 15% shea butter. How do we know that this is a good recipe? We are going to go to fatty acids, okay? Right here it shows your fatty acid compositions of all your oils. I will be doing a video later about what this means between saturated and unsaturated fats and what does that mean to your soap, but that's going to be coming later, okay? But right now, this is your scale that you want. You got your hardness, your fluffy lather, your stable lather, your moisturizing lather. Okay, so what does this mean? If you're over 5, what I've learned, you're good. You got yourself a good bar of soap. Okay, Right here is your packet, your options. So what is your bar size? How many bars? Right here talks about your fragrance amount. I know so many fragrance companies suggest 1 ounce per pound of or per weight of your per pound of your oils. I personally do it at a half an ounce. Okay, I have never had any complaints, and I sell a lot of soap, and no one has ever told me it's not strong enough. But that's a personal reference or a personal suggestion of what you want. I'm good with a half an ounce. Here you put your ingredients, if you're doing cups, cubic inches, how you want your weight to be calculated. We want it to be calculated in pounds and ounces, your precision of how you want, and then right here it shows you a graph, but we're not going to go there. Okay, so, and then you have your notes if you want any notes of this recipe and what's happening. We got your additives. We're going to talk about lye. Okay, so your lye. When a lye discount, I've always done between 5 or 6%. We are going to do a premix. Our premix is a 1-to-1. So 1 pound of lye, 1 pound of ice. We use ice so we don't have fumes when we're making our lye solution. Okay, so you got 1-to-1. Right here is a water discount. What is a water discount? We are going to dive right into water discounts in another video, but basically what is a water discount? It just means that you're not adding as much water to your soap recipe or liquid to your soap recipe, so that way your soap will cure faster. That's all I'm going to say. We'll dive into that one later. Additives. Our additives we're going to use today is our lavender essential oil. Okay, and our suggested amount is 1.56, but I'm going to do 1.75. So right here's the percentage of fragrance that's in your bar of soap. And then we're going to use some herbs. Okay, and we're going to use lavender buds, and we're going to use 0.25 ounces, and I don't have my price in there. I'm sorry about that. So right now for a 5-ounce bar, you're at 68 cents. Let's change this to a 4-ounce bar. A 4-ounce bar is 54 cents. Okay. I don't have my labor in this cost. I just want to know my true cost of materials. Okay, and then I add my overhead and labor into that later. I don't have packaging in here as well because I'm private label and a lot of my customers package their own soap. But now we're going to choose our mold. Okay, we're going to resize this soap. And okay, we're going to put this as the soap gal, okay, and we're going to save it under that. So now we're going to be able to resize our bar of soap. We're going to do it to fit a mold, okay. Actually, if you're going to have a new mold, you click on new mold. Right here it shows you all of your mold's dimensions. If it's a divided mold, a like a PVC pipe, a shaped mold, whatever type of mold it is, we're just going to say it's a rectangular normal mold. Okay, and we're going to say it is 3 inches, oh sorry, it is 20 inches long, 3 inches wide, and it is 2.5 inches tall. Okay, and then we're just going to make up a name, new mold 1. Okay, so that's how you figure out what your dimensions is of your mold, and that's what you put here, and then you have a new mold. Okay, but we are going to use a pre-existing mold, and that mold that we are going to use is going to be a slab mold, the AKA dough pan. That is 2 inches tall instead of 3 inches tall. So that dough pan's measurements is 26 long by 18 inches wide by 3 inches tall, but I'm only going to fill it up to be 2 inches tall. Okay, we have no waste because we scrapey, don't we, Kate? All right, so Then, now that we have our mold, we have it's 33 pounds, 7 ounces of soap is in that slab. We have 133 bars of soap, but truthfully, you have probably about 100 bars of soap, because I've used this mold many times, and you do have some scrap. The cost of this slab is going to be $72.86. A cost of a 4-ounce bar is 54 cents. Okay, if you wanted to know what's the cost per ounce, it is 14 cents per ounce to make this soap. Okay, so that right there is a basic run through of Soap Maker. I hope you enjoyed this movie or this show, and I will see you on Wednesday.